Hello, everyone. My name is MightyStream. I'm going to do your February the 19th Spiritual Principle a Day in a Meditation. You can reach me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. Hope you're having a beautiful day. I'm still recovering, so I'm going to speak as quickly as I can to get through this. February 19th, being flexible through life's challenges. Just when we think we know all that recovery has to offer, more is revealed if we are willing to accept the gift. Living Clean, Chapter 7, Awakenings. Recovery allows us to take life by the reins. With a clear head and a clean conscience, we're able to deal with situations that would have mystified us in our previous lives. With time and effort spent on our recovery, we find the balance, often repeatedly, between confidence and humility, patience and action, faith and persistence. Flexibility sits at the intersection of all these principles, allowing us to adapt and be resilient as recovery reveals its gifts. When life takes an unexpected turn, sometimes there's magic in what we discover. Other times, disappointment. In either case, practicing flexibility helps us to go with the flow. We keep breathing, regardless of the circumstances. A difficult living situation, an unhappy marriage, or a dead-end job may call on us to make decisions and take action. Our problems don't solve themselves just because we're clean. The work we put into our recovery helps us to understand our part in every situation. With that, we figure out what we can accept, what we should change, and when it's time to walk away. We take the reins of our lives, but we leave enough slack for the right pace and direction to reveal itself. With faith and flexibility as our guideposts, new challenges seem more like serendipity and less like a curse. I grew up hearing, "We plan, God laughs," one member shared. When something gets in the way of my plans, I take it as divine intervention prompting me to explore other options. We often emerge from our most painful times with gifts we could not have imagined. Recovery helps us let go of some of our fixed ideals and look for the horse when all we see is manure. I can learn new things and discover unique gifts at any phase of life in recovery. I will loosen the reins today and be flexible enough to accept the grace that comes my way. Let's take a moment of silence now, please, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. This is a very important meditation. Flexibility is what we need in recovery. And I appreciate that our recovery, our lives that we've gained as a gift, right, has helped us to find balance. We've been able to use the Serenity Prayer to figure out what we could change and what courage we needed to change it, what things we just needed to accept as not being our responsibility to even change, and having the wisdom to be able to discern the difference between the two. We've used things like our meetings, sharing openly in our meetings, having a sponsor, writing the steps, applying the spiritual application, the spiritual principles of those steps to our lives. We've had so many things that we've been given as tools to help us get through life. I don't know if you noticed this or not, but it caught my attention. It said that one of the things that we do, no matter what comes up, is that, let me highlight it right here. Maybe that'll help you. We keep breathing regardless of the circumstances. And then it gives a list of different things that we have to keep breathing through, like an unhappy marriage, a dead-end job. All of these things that come up in our lives sometimes are not what we planned for. But we don't stop breathing. We don't decide that today I'm going to end my life because I can't take it anymore. The gift of recovery has taught us how to live through circumstances that in the past we may have thought about suicide. We may have wanted to end our lives and maybe the life of someone else. But today we have all of the tools that we need. The only thing that we need to do now is apply them. I would encourage you today to figure out where you're inflexible in your life. Figure out when the things that come up that challenge your plans. Figure out how you can go with the flow. Figure out how you can be patient and kind at the same time. You know, I was taught that patience is waiting quietly without complaining. If you're a person that you don't mind waiting, but you complain the whole way through, you don't have patience, right? So I want you to look at your life circumstances to figure out when things don't go your way, how are you responding? And what spiritual principles do you need to apply to your life so that not only do you get through it breathing, but you get on the other side in a better position than you were when you started? Everything that comes our way, I personally believe that I can learn more from it. For instance, this surgery, if I can just say, today is a Saturday, the 18th, and I'm recording for the 19th because I did not record enough of the podcast to get me through to the 19th. I'm a little bit challenged because I can't breathe well, and I know that I want to do this podcast no matter what. The thing that I learned about myself today is that when I'm down, even when I'm having my worst days, which I would consider these some of my worst days, even when I'm going through that, my recovery is such a big part of my life that it can give me the energy, it can give me the desire, the drive, this selfless giving, this sense of service to get up out of my own discomfort and do something that is important, not only for myself, but for others that are attached to this podcast. I learned that I really do love serving others. I learned that I can be strong even when my physical body is weak. So I want you today to be thinking about, what can you do? What gifts do you have? What spiritual principles do you have that you can apply to your life circumstances that will show that you also are breathing till you get to the other side, but you're also flexible and that you know how to get to the other side and come out a winner? My name is Mighty Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you today, and I'm sure I'm going to be talking to you tomorrow. Have a beautiful day on purpose.